Welcome to the Editor's Ink from the Institute of Social and Preventive Medicine at the University of Bern. I'm your scientific editor, Dr. Kristen Marie Bivens. In this video, we're going to explore the 3 different levels of editing I offer. Whenever I make edits, please know that these are suggestions. By suggestions, I mean that these are your and your collaborators' words and ideas, which means you can choose to accept my suggestions or not. To show my suggested edits to you, I turn on track changes in Word. As you can see here, track changes can be viewed in 2 different modes. On the left-hand margin, you'll notice that when there is a track change, a vertical red line appears. If you click on it, you can see your original wording. When you work with me, I am most interested in cultivating our author-editor relationship. I believe that this kind of relationship is built on mutual respect, collegial collaboration, and open communication. So if at any time you have a question, comment, concern, or need clarification, please reach out to me at any stage of the writing process. The point of suggested edits ensures that you know that these are my suggestions for your document, whether it's a grant proposal, article draft, or cover letter. Ultimately, it is your and your collaborator's choice to accept a track change or a suggested edit. To help you reach your goals, I offer 3 kinds or levels of edit. Level 1 is proofreading, Level 2 is copy editing, and Level 3 is substantive editing. Level 1 is proofreading, which is a light edit. Level 2 is copy editing, which is a medium edit. And Level 3 is substantive editing, which is a heavy edit. For ISPM authors, I offer Level 1, 2, or 3 types of edit. To determine the most appropriate kind of edit, it depends on where you are in the writing or publication process. It also depends on your purpose and audience. If you know what kind of edit you need, then you can request a Level 1, 2, or 3 edit. For example, if your article manuscript was recently accepted with minor revisions, you'll likely want a Level 1 or even a Level 2 edit. However, if you're uncertain what kind of edit would be best, you are welcome to send me your document, and together we can determine whether a Level 1, 2, or 3 edit is most suitable. Light edits, or a Level 1 edit, is a mechanical edit. It adds professional polish to what you write. A medium edit, or Level 2 edit, is a copy edit. It's a line-by-line edit, and it's been described as making prose sing. Prose is written or spoken language. A heavy edit or a substantive edit is a structural or developmental edit. A substantive edit helps you reimagine the bigger picture or the message of what you've written that you're trying to get across in your paper. Let's talk about the lightest kind of edit, which is a Level 1 edit first. A Level 1 edit is completed in the final stages of the writing process. That final stage might be repeated many times throughout the writing process, though. It's a long, slow read after all revisions and other edits have been made. It's usually repeated prior to sharing the text with different readers for different reasons. So for example, if you are the first author and you're in charge of shepherding your document through the publication process and sharing it with your collaborators, you and your co-authors might also proofread the manuscript before you share it with me for a Level 1 edit. At a minimum, before you submit an article or grant or poster or proposal for review, I recommend a Level 1 edit prior to submission. A Level 1 edit, or a light mechanical edit, adds that professional polish, and it is usually quicker than the other kinds of edits. For a Level 1 edit, I read and correct grammar, punctuation, spelling, pronoun, and spacing errors. I also correct any verb tense issues or formatting inconsistencies or usage problems. There are no substantive changes included in a Level 1 edit. Now, let's look at a Level 2 edit, which is a medium or middle kind of edit that is line by line editing. This kind of edit has been described as making your prose sing. A level 2 edit also includes items from level 1. In other words, it is a level 1 plus, eliminating wordiness and checking for journal style and study type guidelines. Questions driving a level 2 edit include: is the manuscript mechanically correct? Is the manuscript consistent with the publisher's required documentation style, such as AMA, APA, or Harvard? Is the manuscript consistent with the study type guidelines, such as Prisma or Consort? The medium edit is everything that's included in the light edit, and also an edit that looks at clarity, correctness, concision, completeness, and consistency at the sentence, paragraph, and paper level. A medium edit might include sentence and paragraph structure adjustments and eliminating redundancies. During a level 2 edit, I replace repetitive, repeated words. Oops, there are repetitive words right there. Did you catch them? For a level 2 edit, I also substitute weak words, phrases, and sentences with alternatives. Sometimes when I offer these kinds of edits, they will either be a track change, or sometimes I'll add a selection of words to choose from as a comment. A medium level edit also keeps your original tone. So now that we've looked at level 1 and level 2 types of editing, now let's look at level 3 edits. The level 3 edit is the heaviest kind of edit that I offer. A level 3 edit extends beyond mechanics and provides substantive, structural, or stylistic editing. It includes checking for completeness, focus, relevance, organization, structure, logic, and conclusions. Questions that drive level 3 editing include: does the manuscript have appropriate content and structure? And does it make sense? Please recall that a heavy edit includes substantive, structural, and developmental editing that reimagines the big picture. Some of these edits might also include suggestions about word choices and style. For a level 3 heavy edit, I might rewrite, add, and reorganize content. A heavy edit also might include verifying or adding new references, citations, or research when necessary, as well as reworking tables and figures, usually just the captions or legends. When used, a level 3 edit reimagines the bigger picture and involves substantive and/or structural changes, while offering comments and suggestions to continue developing your paper, proposal, or project. To review, I offer 3 kinds of editing. A light edit is mechanical editing that adds professional polish to your words. It most closely resembles proofreading. Then, a medium level of edit is line-by-line editing, and it makes your prose sing. This kind of editing is like copy editing. And finally, a heavy edit, which is substantive, structural, and developmental editing. It reimagines your big picture. If you have questions about these kinds of editing that I offer, please let me know. Until then, happy writing.